Today, Bitcoin is sitting at around 61K, 151 days since the halving on April 19th. It's already broken its old all-time high of 67K and pushed up higher to around 73K. The last halving occurred on May 11th of 2020 and Bitcoin was at 8K. 151 days after the last halving, Bitcoin was at 10K. At that point in time, the old all-time high was 20K. So at this time in the last cycle, Bitcoin was still sitting 50% down from its all-time high, and altcoins were dust in the market. Nothing had popped off. It wasn't until later that year, into the following year, that the bull market really started, and shortly after that the altcoins started to finally move. The halving that occurred 2 cycles ago occurred on July 9th, and Bitcoin was sitting at around $650. The old all-time high was around $1,000. 151 days after the halving in this cycle would have occurred on December 7th, and Bitcoin would have been at $760. Right before it ran all the way up to $20,000. The very first halving happened on November 28th, 2012, and Bitcoin was at $12. The previous all-time high at that point was $28. 151 days from this halving, Bitcoin was at $139, right before it ran all the way up to over $1,000. This halving event happens every 4 years, and there have been 4 of them so far in the life of Bitcoin. This cycle we see in price is directly related to the halving because it cuts what the miners get in half, which creates a supply shock which affects the price, and it's a delayed reaction. Fast forward to today, and we're sitting at $60,000, right below the all-time high that we just broke above early on in the cycle. Altcoins are already popping off to new all-time highs. We've got politicians talking about crypto, ETFs trading on the market, countries adopting Bitcoin, network activity and wallet addresses at all-time highs, at a time where normally in the cycle we would be sitting at 50% or worse down from the all-time high, just about to go on the massive run caused by the delay supply shock that seems to always hit at the same time. This could be the biggest run that we've ever seen. If the cycles play out how they always have in the past, then we haven't seen anything yet, and the bull market doesn't start until Bitcoin breaks out of its all-time high of 73K right now and is grinding steadily to new numbers. After that starts to happen, that's when we start to see money trickle into everything else. This is why I'm bullish on Bitcoin.